Hi, everybody. This is Desiree. Desiree, founder of An Empowered Woman and HomWork, our new project. This is a special meeting for the Karen Clausen and the ladies at the Women Embracing Brilliance retreat in beautiful mountains of Canada. I was supposed to be there this weekend, and unfortunately, due to circumstances beyond my control, I'm not. But I did want to share your message. Share a message with you. Because Karen put so much effort into this event, as well as the ladies who invested their time and the energies to be there. There's a couple of things that I'd like to share. One of it, I'm going to go through a brief journey of my business career. I started as an entrepreneur since the age of 12. And then I'm going to go through some of the questions I asked myself, and perhaps you should ask yourself in deciding your transitions, if it's time, how, who, what, when, where, and why. And then at the end, I'm going to share the three most important factors that I take in consideration when making that change. So first, I'm Desiree, started as an entrepreneur since I was 12. The first project was when I was in Philadelphia and was going to dance classes on Saturday mornings and decided to teach the same dance lessons in the afternoon at the local community center, at the local playground. And what it really was a glorified babysitting services, but I enjoyed it. So little children, the girls would come and I would teach them dance lessons. So whatever I learned that morning, I would teach them that afternoon. If I missed the lesson, then they got a chance to repeat what they learned prior to. And when our school was getting our recital and making the costumes, my mother and I got a sewing machine, did the same, and we created a recital. So I had my sister back there at the front door collecting the tickets, and my brother back there handling the music. And we had a great recital show with the kids sold tickets to their family and friends. It was packed. As a matter of fact, it was so packed that the management came over and they wanted to shut us down because we had exceeded occupancy. Well, at 12 years old, I had no idea what the maximum occupancy was. So they let us complete the show because there's no way they would have shut it. Those little darlings, prohibited us from performing. But after that, that was the end of that particular project. But my lesson learned, with that, and the few lessons I'll share with you is that many times you don't realize the knowledge that you have that you're able to share to someone who doesn't have it. I see many people hesitate or wait on being able to monetize their expertise. They're waiting for certification, they're waiting for more certificates or diplomas or degrees or whatever the case may be. When at some point, right then, there, and now, they're able to teach someone that's beyond them, someone that actually that's not a level lower than them. So do not wait. Be able to teach, and you learn in that process of teaching. And you learn a lot of things, not only what your content is going to be, how to refine it, how to better it, how to add to it, and how to structure it as the best business for you. So my next project was when I was at school, schoolyard. I didn't know how we also I used to sell the world's famous chocolate bars for fundraisers. Well, one day I looked at the chocolate bar and there was 12 pieces to a bar. And I decided to sell it in the schoolyard to the other children because many of them didn't have $1 to buy the bar, but they had 10 cents. So I was able to, as soon as recess came, I got crowded. They crowded around me. I sold them 10 cents a bar. Well, that means if it had 12 pieces, I was able to make 20 cents profit on the bar. So I sold 10 cents, made some profit on the bar. And not only at the end of the campaign did I win the prize for selling the most bar, but I had some extra profit. So the lesson learned in that is that, again, many of you have products and programs and services that perhaps you can kind of take and separate, break it down into smaller modules, and then be able to sell it that way. And then, of course, if someone wants the full package or the full program or product, they'll be able to get it at a discount. But just being able to take what you have, sometimes check your inventory. You may have some real diamonds there in the raw that you can actually repurpose and relaunch. Another project that I did was when I moved to California and I was in college, I was still at USC, and moved into the marina. And I noticed that Marina Del Rey, that the weekends the gentlemen would leave their boats and they'd have beer cans and bottles and fun things from a good weekend, but they didn't want to clean them up. I thought, well, this would be a great idea for the other students from school that had a schedule, that wanted something that was they could schedule within there in between their classes and yet make some extra cash on. So I put an ad in the the Marina Argonaut newspaper, and advertised the name of the company was Marina Mermaid. and that we even had a little blue t-shirts that had a picture of a mermaid and marina mermaid, and blue buckets that we took with filled with our supplies, that the ladies would come to my apartment, check in, go clean the boats, and then check out. And it was great because it worked within their schedules as long as it was done prior to the next weekend. And we were charging at that time, I think, $35. 15 went to them, 15 went to me, and $5 went towards our supplies. So that was going great until one day one of the ladies was smoking on a boat and caught one of the cushions on fire. And when it got on fire, then we had to replace it. But the owner at that time said that he would not report us as long as we stopped business until we got insurance. But when I looked for insurance, then unfortunately it was prohibited at the age that I was and the amount of the boats, the $1 million boats, the value of the boats. So we kind of stopped that. But I always thought I was going back to it at some point in time in the future. And to this day, it's still on my list. So those are just some of the things that I've done. And most recently, how I come to you today is from an empowered woman. Next month celebrates 12 years where we've been in business supporting women starting, fixing, and building their businesses. And that came out of the fact that after I did these other businesses, I was in real estate for 25 years, not only as an agent, but as a broker. And as we would buy, fix and flips, we would buy condos, apartments rather, and convert them to condos. We bought condo hotels. We did a lot of different areas of real estate that I did because I wanted the flexibility and I wanted the income and I wanted to be able to build my own portfolio. And that is what I did. I built my own portfolio and showed others how to do the same. But the market crashed. And so I said, well, let me empower other women because most of my investors were men and be able to invest in real estate. So I started doing seminars called From Babies to Bills to Riches in Real Estate. I actually created a series, a DVD with all the different ways that I started with real estate, from no money down, from killer carries, from all the different ways that a person that has no money and no credit to start building real estate. During that process, however, I invite the women over to my home on Sundays, prepare a brunch, and then be able to share this information with them. But we got involved in more sharing about what they needed as a woman in business, how they could empower their business, how they could build their business. And since that was comfortable for me, because I've been doing it since I was 12, we got more into the coaching and mentoring of women in business, women starting, fixing, and building their businesses. We did it through video, we did it through podcasts, we did it through live events, we did it through webinars, we had affiliates, joint ventures. We utilized all the different mediums, to market themselves, but also to market what their products, programs, and services. So after years of that, and after experiencing a crash, and after losing a lot of my real estate portfolio and wanting to start again, and business, even though how long you've done a business, you realize, okay, maybe something's bigger, better, or this is my last act, or what am I going to do? What's my exit plan? Everybody at a certain point in their life is going to have to establish an exit plan. And this is what the point of our conversation is today. How do you transition? How do you know when it's time to transition? And what does that look like? So the few questions I asked myself was, one, what do I want to do for the rest of my life? What did that look like? Was that involving travel? Was it freedom? Was it money? Was it relationships? Was it the type of life I was living? What was most important to me at this stage of my life? Because we outgrow our bikes, we outgrow our clothes, we outgrow our homes. So every so often there's a time to remodel, relaunch, redo what we have. So the question I asked is how did I know it was time? You will know that it's time when, one, it's not working anymore. The things that were working, the money you were making, the people that were enrolling are not rolling anymore. They've either moved on, or the product, program, or service that you're offering is become obsolete, or you need to change it. Just really rebrand, remarket, and change it. But when it's not working, it's the first sign that maybe you need to look at some changes. Secondly, is that when you are not loving it like you used to, most of us, I'm going to assume, start our business because we have this passion and we have this energy that just is endless. And we don't get tired, we don't get frustrated, we just get overwhelmed maybe, but that's about it. So, but when you don't feel that passion and that energy behind it, because that's what it takes to move your business forward. It takes your energy, it takes an unlimited amount of energy and passion to move forward. When you don't have it anymore, then maybe you should consider maybe it's time to make some changes. And then when it becomes obsolete, I mean, like now if I would had want to open up a record store, it's no longer a good business model. Maybe if I wanted to do, I have to change. You have to change the times. You have to change what people are wanting. So when your industry changes or how you do your industry changes, that's when it's time. So then the next question you ask is, what did what you ask yourself, like, what is it again that you want? What's most important to you at this point? So at this point in my life, what was most important to me was stability. I don't know if that's possible when it's an entrepreneur, but that's what I was looking for. Secondly, freedom. I wanted to be able to travel all over the world. I want to be able to expand not only my market of my experiences. I used to do a lot of traveling before I had children, and now I want to continue doing that. Three, I wanted to expand my lifestyle. I wanted to learn more about, I want to do more things. Like I want to do boating. I wanted to do hiking. I wanted to do, more experiences in life. I learned more about cooking, learn more about everything. There's so much more, to learn in life. So I didn't want to just be stuck into one industry. I wanted something that would allow me to expand my knowledge, my base knowledge. And then more importantly, I wanted to make the funding. I wanted to rebuild my real estate portfolio. That was my retirement that I lost. And when you lose it all, you've got to get it back. And I wanted that lifestyle back, and I wanted my retirement. So I needed something that I could do and stay sane and with the energy that I had left and be able to still be able to monetize to the point that I'd be able to establish security. And then the next question and the last question, the most important question is, what are the next steps I need to take? Because if you do all the other work and stay frozen or stay put and don't take the next step, then it's all for naught. So what did you need to do to make that transition? Like what was going to be like your non-negotiables and what, how you're going to do it differently? So I did decide that I did not want to self-fund this business. I self-funded and bootstrapped all the other businesses I've done all my life. So one of the things that was important that not only I was passionate behind it, but I was able to enroll others to be as passionate behind it and as passionate to the point that they were willing to invest in it. So what it was is something that I found. So I let it go. I kept my eyes open. I talked to a lot of people. I started looking at different things. I went different places. I just it was in my mind. It was in my mind. It was just nurturing in my mind for literally a couple of months, and I just became very, very aware. Like if you're looking for that favorite special car, the color of that favorite dress, you just start really coming very keen to that. And I did. And so I had rented a house with three other adults. I moved back from Palm Desert into Orange County, and I always worked from home, enjoy working from home. And but they were more in a family environment, and I wanted more of a business environment where, meaning that I wanted to be able to have seminars or events or meetings or things in my home. It was always easy to me. I did not want to go out to other hotels and offices for small events. So I went out to like the WeWorks and to the Premier and the Regis and all these different facilities, as well as the hotel conference rooms. So I thought, wow, it would really be wonderful because we had a great home. The home that we were living in had a putting green and basketball courts and jacuzzis and barbecues and just a beautiful indoor and outdoor area. So it would be perfect for that. But I wouldn't be able to do it without disrupting my other room housemates. So I thought it'd be great to have a house with two or three other women like me that were single or empty nesters or that wanted to travel or wanted to be involved in real estate or live in a home but did not want the maintenance and the mortgages. Because I want multiple homes. One of the things I realized I wanted multiple homes, East Coast, West Coast, North, South, high rises, ranch, beach properties. I wanted all that accessible to me. And of course, I didn't want to manage or maintain all of it. So it'd be great to have a house where I could live where I work where I live, anywhere in the world. And that is when HomWork was born. That's how HomWork was born. HomWork. It's designed for you so you can live where you work where you live, anywhere in the world. So what we're doing is we're acquiring luxury style homes because I want to stay in that luxury style. I think it's possible. It's not really that much more expensive when you break it up and you share the expenses. And we go in and we build out the bedrooms. We live work suites so that you can work in your bedroom, but you have a living and a bedroom and a work suite area. We also want to be able to take our dining rooms and convert them to conference rooms, to take our living rooms and convert them to meeting rooms, to be able to host events at the properties, and to be able to have people that would drop in. So you have people that want to live there full time, where that's their home, that's their primary residence, or you can live there part-time, which means that you have a place here, but maybe you have a place in LA or in Vegas or New York or Florida, wherever else you may be working. Perhaps you're a salesperson, you have different areas that you travel consistently and don't want to do the hotel experience, don't want to have to find a parking space, left through the front desk and check in and find your room and unpack only to pack again in a short period of time. You'd want some place where you can just drive into the garage or come to the front door, go to your room where all your favorite pillows and candles and clothing and stuff is, and then be able to play or work. Or you can be there drop in. You can be a drop in. Maybe you're coming to a city for a weekend or for a convention or a baby shower or whatever. You can stay there for 2 or 3 days. So that's what we're acquiring. That's what we're doing. We're looking for homes that we can live in full time or part time or as a drop in. And what's really cool about it is that those homes will have all the amenities that you would desire. They'll all be Wi-Fi and business prepared. So you'll never have to worry about that. You'll also have housekeeping services, have catering services, concierge service. You'll even have access to having your car washed once a week and having dry cleaning picked up and your laundry done for you. So all those things that maybe you don't want to do or you shouldn't be doing if you're working or playing, you're going to have done with you. That's HomWork. Live where you work where you live, anywhere in the world. In addition to our signature properties that we will acquire, and we're looking for investors and people to work with us in acquiring these properties all over the world, we will have host properties, which means that if you currently have a home or a room or a casita or a guest house, anything that has a separate private entrance that you'd like to include in our portfolio, so that our ladies who are vetted, everybody will be vetted, and we'll have a background check, just to give you that extra sense of security that you want to include in our portfolio, then you'll be able to host it on our website and women will be able to stay there. That is so that we'll be able to increase our footprint faster and further away. So if you have a property that you would include in our portfolio, simply go to our website and click on as a host, and we'll send you more details. And those host properties will have certain criteria. Yes, they're going to have Wi-Fi. Yes, they're going to have to be really beautiful luxury type properties, similar to our signature properties, and they'll be in safe neighborhoods where, in some sites you can see the great house, but next door is a 24-hour liquor store or undesirables, or the area is not what you want it to be. So we're going to make sure that all the locations are in desirable areas and that everyone's vetted. So it gives you that sense of security. But what's really fun is that, like right now, I'm looking for a facility like that in Vegas. And while we're looking to build our own, and I want to be somewhere with another woman that's in the room, and the best, preferably a businesswoman. How am I going to find that? How am I going to go on the site and find that there's another businesswoman that could perhaps tell me where some things are happening or some events are happening or where the closest nail shop is, or have some like-minded I can network with, I can communicate with, and perhaps do business with. That's the community. That's the sisterhood that we're trying to develop. It's really, 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 really nurturing, and it's really a lot much more fun to be able to collaborate and to hang with women and that are like-minded. And yes, men, we are eventually going to do one for men, but now we're starting with the women because I have a women's database. I have a database of thousands of awesome entrepreneurs and professional business women, and empowered women. So I was able to collaborate. I was able to put two of my previous passions. People were saying, go back to real estate, go back to real estate. I didn't want to do it traditionally or as a salesperson, and now Why is joining me as a salesperson. So now I'm able to do that, get involved in real estate and remodeling and prepping it. But I'm also able to bring along empowered women. I didn't want to abandon them or the women I've been working with. So that is, I'm so sorry. Either I can ignore this guy or get rid of him. But anyway, he wants to know what's happening. So I was able to take two of my passions, real estate, which I love, 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 houses, and all that entails, and then women in business, and be able to still connect, participate, and combine with them. That is the best of best. I couldn't have wished for anything better. And it just came to me because I was open, I was looking, I was willing, and I was able to see exactly what was ahead of me, what I could do. And now with the co-sharing market, as a co-sharing economy, I couldn't have done this 5 years ago or 10 years ago, probably even a year ago. But now it's so, so important. Why? Because the number two new age medical crisis is with loneliness. People, we didn't have it as much before because people were with workplaces and more families were together and things like that. But now, with people working more from home, whether they're not, even with companies and corporations are working at home, they're experiencing more loneliness. And I experienced it for the first time when I moved, when I became an empty nester and my sons went away from school. I had never, for years of my adult life, been alone. And it was not as much fun as it being around other people, just having that energy, having that interaction. It's important, it's valuable, and it can be very pleasurable. So because of the loneliness, this is like a really perfect timing for people that, again, want to live in a home and travel a lot, but want to be connected with women and want to have all the conveniences and the lifestyle that they would want to deserve. So, few things though that are most important, I say, when you're in this transition process. And again, this is really dedicated to those who are thinking that maybe it's time to do something different. There's three things I think no matter what you should do, you should consider. And that is get disciplined. Get redisciplined. We as entrepreneurs and professional business people have come lax, I know, in our scheduling because we have that freedom of schedules and creating our own schedules and eating and going and doing what we want to do when we want to do it, the way we want to do it. Get disciplined again. Okay, and it doesn't have to be for everything, but one thing at a time. Like right now, I'm getting disciplined to every day drink a bottle of water. So even if I just did that for the next week, I would have just gotten the habit of doing it and get disciplined doing it. Before I drink anything else in the morning, that's where I start. Next week, I'm going to start getting disciplined, making sure I work out at least 4 days a week. Get that for yourself. Whether it's putting yourself on a schedule. I'm putting myself on a schedule now where certain hours from 9 to 10, everything is calendared. Even everything is calendar. Put it on your calendar like an appointment. So get disciplined. Reel in those disciplines that you kind of probably started out with but got lax about. The second thing is that feed your mind, your body, and your soul. Right. So how I feed my mind is that, in the evenings before I go to sleep, I put my iPad and I listen to a video or a inspirational book or message or podcast. I mean, all of that I'm listening to now, like how I got great, I think, is one series, and all the autobiographies from other people that have started different businesses. So I'm listening to their stories. It's reminding me that the journey I'm going in through, the things I'm going through, the hiccups I'm experiencing, is not just me, it's just part of the process. That's my mind. My body is I'm working out. I mean, you've got to work out. You've got to be strong. You have to feel good. There's no budget for getting sick or downtime. You've got to stay healthy, feel good, and look good. And then your soul, really, really protect your soul because sometimes it can get compromised in making these decisions. Sometimes your self-esteem is challenged because things are not working as fast as you need to work or things are not coming to you the way you need to come to. So stay in touch with your soul, keep it pure, keep it clean, and just nurture it as something that's very, very special because that is going to be important to you. And then the last thing is that listen to everyone. Everything everybody has to say, listen to it, but don't listen to everything, which means that they're in the spirit of love. People will tell you things can happen, can't happen, you can do, you can't do. Do your own research, find out yourself. People have told me that you can't get, we're acquiring properties with lease purchase and lease options, and so many realtors said it was impossible. This is a great market. People are not doing that now. There are lease options, lease purchases. There are situations where people are as desperate or as motivated to relinquish their property as I am motivated to acquire their property. So I'm not listening to them. I heard them, but I'm not listening to them. So people will say, wait, do it differently or wait a little bit. I'm constantly hearing, Desiree, are you putting the cart before the horse? I don't know. I don't think so. I keep listening to that and I keep thinking, no, I'm not. I need to put maybe the horse and the cart needs to go side by side together at the same pace. I don't know, but that's the way I want to do it and that's why I'm doing it. So you listen because there is good advice that comes at you. It is food for thought. It definitely is things for you to reconsider and reevaluate and research to see if you're doing it the correct way of doing it. But do not let anyone or anything dim the light that shines within. So if you have a passion to do something differently or you feel now's the time, then do it. Do what you need to do, research it, find out about it. Just do it. And that's really all I have to say at this time. But I want to encourage all the ladies that are taking the time to be at the beautiful Women's Embracing Brilliance retreat. I'm sorry I couldn't be there in person, but hopefully this message will give you some tools of wisdom or some ideas and some food for thought. And I am offering you a complimentary membership to HomWork, I'm offering you a complimentary evening to stay in one of our signature homes. And I'm also offering you the opportunity for us to host a meet and greet should you come to our city, one of our hosting cities. So please opt in, make sure you stay in touch. We'll give you the information and go to HomWork, HomWork.com. Because remember, that's where you can live where you work where you live, anywhere in the world. And until then, stay empowered. If you're wondering why I'm looking both ways, I'm doing a Facebook Live and a Zoom video at the same time. Thanks a bunch.